everybody. Welcome to another round of coffee and questions. And what's today's topic? Well, on the forum, we were discussing abrasive wheels. And so the picture you have here is off of Harbor Freight, 36 grit flap disc. But they come in a lot of different grits. You got 36, 40, 60, 80, 120. And you can get really fine abrasive wheels. You can also get the ones that are the solid black, the grinding wheels. I particularly don't like those. I mean, I know that there are people that do. I don't. I favor the flap discs. I think they take down the welds and they get rid of the mill scale, much easier and faster. But that's my opinion. And so then the question is, are the ones from Harbor Freight a good value and a good buy? Now, I would tell you no, they're not. And I saw this ad and a friend of mine had to go out and try them. So let me show you the ad and then I'll explain to you what we did. Okay, so here's a picture of the ad that he got in the latest super coupon flyer thing, whatever. Says, hey, look, we marked them down to $2.99. He wanted to try them. We went out, got them, brought them home. They lasted maybe 10 minutes on some project that I had. We're playing around. They're not that good. You'll go through these like in a split second. If you got one project or something, you really want these, go ahead, I suppose, and you can try them. I don't think that they're a good disc. I don't think that the price is a good value at $2.99. So I'm going to show you something better that I use, that I buy, and I've kind of become a pretty loyal customer to these people. Give me just a second, I'll change the picture. Okay, now here's a picture of the ones that I buy and use. So I'm sure there's lots of good wheels out there. And that flyer that says you can compare them to DeWalt's, I wouldn't believe that for a minute. The DeWalt ones are going to last you much longer. You can compare them price-wise, I suppose, but in terms of quality and the longevity of using the wheel, there's no comparison. Now, I don't use DeWalt. I use these. They're made by Benchmark Abrasive, so you can get them on Amazon. I'll leave the link below, and you can look. It comes in lots of different grits or a mixed pack or whatever you want, and it's $23.99, but you get 10 of them. Okay, and so somebody said, so what's the big deal? Well, look, you get 10 of them, and it's, say, $24. Well, that's about $2.40 a wheel. These are Zirconium wheels, and they are meant to last much longer. And I use these on my 4.5-inch ankle grinder, and I love how these things work. They take down, especially when they're new, they take down the welds in a split second. And they still last me a long time, even as you start to, get some wear on them. But at $2.40, you're getting, 10 of them. It's a much better deal all the way around than Harbor Freight. They're going to last you longer. They're great wheels. I'm going to switch over now. Let's do questions and answers. See what other people have got to say, about abrasive wheels. What's the hole diameter size? Well, it's 7/8. It's a standard size. And are they threaded? No, they're not threaded. Can you use them to work on wood? Yeah, I have. I've used them, to sand wood. Primarily, I would tell you it's more for metal, but yeah, you can use them on wood, sure. Will they work on stainless steel? Yeah, I had a stainless steel project. They'll work on stainless steel fine. Can you give me an idea on how long they last? I don't know. It depends on your usage and what you're grinding and what you're doing. But take a look in the picture up here and compare it to the one picture back on Harbor Freight. Look how thick these are. They're a much better quality wheel all the way around. The question is directed at what, okay, I'm a DIY kind of a person, hobbyist, so I'm not running like, machine shop or anything like that. I use them mostly, I take down welds with them. I can remove rust real rapidly, real easily with them. I can use them for deburring. I can use them to remove mill scale like in a split second. It cleans the steel nicely, especially, just before I'm going to weld. And I do a lot of MIG welding. What else? Well, I can use it to, I can use the 121 or even the 80. And I can go over a whole project that I've welded out of steel and prep it for painting. So I've got multiple uses that I use them for, including, yes, I have used them on wood, but I would tell you in the high 90 percentile, I use it just on steel. Pricing, I think this is the better value. That's why I'm doing the video on it. I would tell you to consider these, even over the prices at the big box stores. And I would totally forget the ones at Harbor Freight. They're just not that good. You're lucky if they'll last you 5-10 minutes at most. Will it remove paint from concrete? Yep, it sure will. I've done it on, small areas. It'll take it off in a split second. It's not really what it's meant to be used for, but yes, it will work for that. No, I agree with you. There's a comment on here where a guy uses it on a flat metal surface that he uses as a welding table. to remove weld splatter after a while when you start getting all the little weld splatter bumps all over the place. I totally agree with you. I do the exact same thing. Mine's, a large, metal table, and if I get too much splatter on there after a while, I just use this, takes it right off in a split second, makes everything look clean. Okay, if I'm reading this right, you think that the solid black grinding wheels are better. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I disagree, but I mean, I would tell you, okay, try this. Get yourself a 60 grit or even a 40 grit wheel, try it, and then compare it over, to that solid black grinding disc. You're going to see, I believe you'll see in a split second how much better these work. Comment, aren't the ones from Lennox, Diablo, and DeWalt better? I think they're about the same. I mean, to be honest with you, that's the reason why I keep buying the benchmark ones. I get a much better price point, off of buying these in a 10-pack like this than I do buying any of the others. But yeah, Lennox and all these, I mean, you also pay for the name. They're great wheels, don't get me wrong. I've used them. They're fantastic wheels. But I like the value on these, and I like the idea, the quantity. They're nice and thick, like I said, and they work great. There's another, comment I'll make on here. When you have this hooked up on your 4.5-inch angle grinder, let's say you're going to take down a weld, you have to allow the sanding disc to do its job. Now, if you go over there and you bear down on this, let's say you got an 11 amp angle grinder or whatever, and you start bearing down on this, you're going to burn these discs up fast. You're going to write a complaint on here about how they suck and all this. And I've watched guys, I mean, do this. I mean, you're not doing it correctly. I mean, bring this thing down on there, give it just a little bit of oomph, and don't bear down on it. And they're going to last you an incredibly long time. They work very well, but I mean, you can't abuse them either and then turn around and criticize the product. I mean, so, let the thing do its job. I mean, just come down on it, put a little bit of pressure. You'll see it'll take it down in a split second. Don't be in a rush where you got to bear down on it with a lot of weight. You'll also burn up your grinder doing that. I will mention, I mean, in a previous video that I did, I mean, wrap your cord up correctly. I mean, otherwise you're going to start having, cracks in your cord and everything else, and it's going to mess up on you. The other thing is you want to take this thing apart occasionally and re-grease all the moving parts. It's something people don't do, but it'll almost double or increase the longevity of your angle grinder. I mean, if you do the preventative maintenance, and I also use a blowgun to blow out all the dirt and debris after every use or whenever I think about it. And so all those things help to keep it clean and in great working order. So that's kind of a tip along the lines of using an angle grinder. And I was going to say those tips I'm going to credit to Brian Calhoun. He's the one that left me the comment. And actually it is something that I do, but I don't think about taking it apart about every 8 months or a year and re-greasing the moving parts. So his comment's an excellent tip, I think. Okay, let me change the picture real quick. I just took another look on Amazon, and you can even get a better deal on some of these benchmark abrasives. So let me change the picture, let me show you something, and we'll begin to wrap this up. Okay, so I just switched the ad, and then I found this on there. I guess they're running some kind of a sale. $20, okay, and you get a 10-pack. So it drops the cost even a little bit farther, down to $2 a wheel, which is still much better than anything, including the ones out at Harbor Freight, Home Depot, Lowe's, any of that stuff. So unless you come across something that's much better, and if you do, drop it in the comment below. If not, here's a great value on these. I looked at the reviews. If you take into consideration the 5 stars and the 4 stars, they're in the 90 percentile. And if I added in the 3, you're up to 98% favorable views. And I looked at more than just one of these in the benchmark, series of, these flap wheel discs. And they're all getting super high ratings from people. I understand that some of the ratings can be kind of fake, but you can read through these. You can begin to tell, people that leave comments on how they're using them and stuff. And there's very few that are, leaving poor comments. And then I have to question, like I do on a lot of things, if they're using the product correctly or not before they write the negative review. All right, this is like a real close-up view, and I exploded the daylights out of this so you can see in a lot more detail. These are made really well. They really are. I didn't just sit there pounding the table about the thickness and the quality, but this gives you a real close-up view. They're great discs. Anyway, I wanted to give you a couple added pictures so that you can see what it looks like, different angles and different sizes. All right, I'm the home handyman. I didn't mean this to be a long video again. I try to get right to the point. Drop me a comment if you like these, or if you know of something that's equal in value, or a better deal. And give me a thumbs up, click subscribe. I will see you on the next video. You folks have a great day, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.